we're here with Sheldon, the longest tenured member of the Blue Crew Divers, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself, what he does here at Blue Crew Divers, when he started diving, and why he loves scuba. Sheldon?
Thank you. It's great to be here. My name is Sheldon Bender. I'm an instructor here at Blue Crew. I've been diving since 1979, and I've been diving consistently ever since then. I've been affiliated with Blue Crew for as long as the shop has been open. And to me, right now, after having been diving for many years, what I most enjoy is helping newer divers because I've been very lucky throughout my career. I've always had excellent instructors from Open Water through Tech 40 and Side Mount. My original instructor had a PADI number of 123. 123. It was 1979, diving was very different, and he had an incredible feel for the needs of every single student, including me. He was an incredible influence in my diving. I'm not sure I would have ever been certified without him. So having learned from him and in retrospect, thinking about how he was able to reach me and mentor me as a new diver, I want to be able to do that now for new divers here at Blue Crew.
All right. Now, I know you've been doing it a long time, but what are your goals moving forward in scuba?
Well, I just want to continue working with new divers. I want to continue working with classes. I want to continue helping new divers discover just how exciting the aquatic realm can be, what there is to see underwater, and how it can really change their lives. I'd also like to do a little bit of traveling, but for now, I'm primarily focused on working with newer divers.
Now, thinking about all the options out there, do you have a favorite type of diving?
It's a no-brainer, wreck diving. I mean, you just put me on a shipwreck and I'm just thrilled. Shipwrecks to me are special because they're not only living ecosystems, but they all have human stories, okay? You can dive on a reef, you can look at a lot of fish, and that's great. In and of itself, there's certainly nothing wrong with that kind of diving. Walls, reefs, I've certainly done that kind of diving, but every shipwreck is different. Every shipwreck has its own unique history, its own qualities. It may be intact, it may be broken up, but every shipwreck is different. And you certainly can spend any number of dives on any given wreck before you see it all. And you may spend hundreds of dives on a wreck and still never see it all. So it's never a problem to come back to the same wreck over and over again and see something new. So shipwreck diving is my favorite kind of diving.
Okay. Now, thinking back to your over 40 years of diving, I'm sure there's been hundreds, thousands of dives, but do you have a most memorable dive?
Well, people have asked me that before, and my answer basically is that everywhere I've been fortunate enough to go has had its own unique kind of beauty. But if I had to pinpoint one specific dive, there was one specific dive, one specific experience that really stands out in my mind, it would have to be Truk Lagoon 2017. I was there with Blue Crew. We dove the Shikoku Maru, which is a large merchant freighter. It's a large merchant freighter, about 500 feet long. We got into the engine room. We got into a lot of small spaces. The wreck is very well preserved. There's a lot of evidence of what day-to-day life was like on the Shikoku Maru before it sank. And it was just one of those dives that I'll never forget.
Now, I know you've been a lot of places, done a lot of traveling, but do you have a dream diving destination, a place you've been you'd like to get back to, or a place you haven't been yet that you were dying to get to?
Well, if it's possible, I'd certainly like to get back to Truk Lagoon. I've always had it in the back of my mind that I might like to try diving in some places in Europe, like the fjords in Norway. Sounds pretty intriguing. So there are some things in the back of my mind. I'd always like to go back to Grand Cayman. Grand Cayman was always a spot that I enjoyed. I think I've been there 5 times. I've had a lot of great dives there. So there are certain places I'd like to get back to, yes.
And what do you love most about teaching scuba, working in the industry?
Well, I mean, from my own experience, I mean, I'll never forget my own open water class, okay? Diving was very different back then. What I really enjoy most, what's most gratifying to me, is seeing a student get across a threshold that they never thought they would get across. If they had a certain amount of apprehension about flooding their mask and clearing it, or taking a regulator out of their mouth, okay? What I most enjoy is seeing that look in their eyes after they perform the skill to the performance requirement. And then not only do I know that they can do it, but they've been able to prove to themselves that they can do it. And that's really very special to me.
All right. We're going to wrap things up, Sheldon, with some rapid fire questions so we get to know you a little bit better. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What's your favorite color?
Favorite color would be blue.
And your favorite pizza topping?
Oh boy, favorite pizza topping would be hot peppers.
All right. Favorite drink?
Favorite drink? Diet Coke. I even have one over there.
Favorite island?
Favorite island? That would have to be Truk or Grand Cayman.
All right. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I actually liked, there's a movie called Out of the Past. It's a film noir made in the late 1940s with Robert Mitchum and Kirk Douglas. It's very intriguing. I'm a film noir guy, and Out of the Past is really one of my favorites.
All right. Favorite song?
Favorite song? Favorite song would have to be Riders on the Storm by the Doors.
Okay. Saltwater or freshwater?
Well, that's a real toss-up. I mean, I've done a lot of saltwater diving. I don't think that I'm done with saltwater by any stretch of the imagination, but you can have some really good freshwater dives too. So I would say that's kind of a wash.
Okay. A morning person or a night person?
Oh, night person. night person.
And last one.
Yeah.
What's the color of your toothbrush?
The color of my toothbrush is blue.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. All right.